Hey everybody, Spencer Spin here. Today we're going to be doing another video. This time we're going to be covering about Scootaloo's parents. If you guys have, which is basically what I covered in my last video about Sweetie Bounce parents. Anyway, before we start, I'm going to let you know that I'm going to get paid for a pretty while, mainly because mainly I'm doing some real life stuff that I wanted to take a break for a while. But don't worry, I'm not going to go anywhere. I swear I will come back maybe later next week in Friday, Saturday, or maybe next or the following week in like Monday. I promise I will be back, I swear. But anyways, I'll let you guys know I'll let you guys know on Twitter. So if you guys want to make sure to want to know where I can't talk. If you guys want to be part of the Spinster group, make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'll leave the link of my Twitter down in the description below. If you guys are gonna like if you guys like this video, make sure you click on the like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you agree with what I'm going to say about Scootaloo's parents, make sure you leave what your opinions are in the comments down below. Now, with all that said, let's get this video started. Now, let's talk about Scootaloo's parents. Scootaloo's parents are basically, well, I would say critter catchers. Their names are Snap, Shredder, and Main All Gold. They are literally, I would say, they're literally pieces of shit, if I can say that. Put it that way. They may seem all right when they may seem like, oh yeah, they're pretty good parents, but things start to spiral downhill and downhill. Scootaloo's parents would eventually just be deadbeat parents, because all they could think about is their job, not their only freaking daughter, which is pretty fucking livid. We would eventually hear from them from Scootaloo when she get a letter from them, and of course we would eventually see them literally in the episode in season 9 where we get to see them for the first time when they unleashed a critter in Scootaloo's class, and eventually they would be reunited with their daughter. But things went downhill when they decided that they wanted to get Scootaloo away from Ponyville, which means is breaking up the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Now that is one thing I would definitely say, that this is just pure ass livid. Like, why would you even think about that? Scootaloo loved the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and it's her job. She cares about helping the ponies about their cutie mark problems, or how to find their destiny. Their destiny, of course, their cutie mark, and some of the smaller stuff that involves cutie mark related stuff. But just splitting up their friendship is just heartbreaking, and that just says a lot. Scootaloo loved her best friends. I stated before. I don't know if you guys know that I have a lot of hate ship. I have a lot of dislikes with Rainbow's canon parents, but honestly, I did see some redeeming qualities, because I think Rainbow's parents are much more good parents than Snap, Shredder, and Main All Gold. Winnie Whistles and Bo Hothoof shows a lot of support and caring to Scootaloo, despite her not being their daughter. But hey, they accepted her they kind of like accepted her to be a daughter of some sorts. And same thing with Rainbow Dash, even though she accepted Scootaloo to be somewhat of a sister. And I would say that if I were Hasbro, I would just stick to the line where Scootaloo is just basically an orphan, and Wendy and Bo and Rainbow decided to adopt her, making Rainbow to be legit Scootaloo's parents, Rainbow being Scootaloo's legit sister, and have Wendy and Bo basically being Scootaloo's legit parents. But nope, it just all had to go right down the trash can, does it? Because, I don't know, Scootaloo's Snap and Maine, all they ever care about is their job, which is complete other bullshit. Literally bullshit. And they don't even care if Scootaloo gets sad all the way. They said, oh, but don't worry, you're just gonna write a letter. And she said, that's not gonna be the same. So much so that she even declined on going to the Wonderbolt show with Rainbow. They did many attempts to keep Scootaloo, Snap and Maine to stay in Ponyville instead of sending Scootaloo, moving Scootaloo away. But all of those failed. Which leads to the point where Scootaloo decides to, thinking that maybe running away wouldn't hurt that much, as her parents wouldn't know. So, of course, she decides to move away. Like, literally move away from Ponyville to live with her aunts. Because she thinks that her parents are basically just deadbeat parents overall. And of course, the aunts thought of the night. Of course, Scoot's aunts decided that they would have an idea. Of course, celebrate the day to throw somewhat of a party that celebrates about the Cutie Mark Crusaders doing good work around Ponyville, and that they considered as heroes. But despite all of that, Scootaloo's parents still think that Scootaloo deserves to be in a different home and in a different part of Equestria. But luckily, that all changed when Scootaloo's aunts came in, saved the day, and said that they will move into their old home and basically become Scootaloo's permanent guardians and having Scootaloo stay. Now realizing it, they decided that Scootaloo can't leave because it's her job. She rather wants to be a Cutie Mark Crusader and be with her friends. So they decided that Scootaloo can stay. Even though there is still some... We still see them again in the comics, in the Season 10 comics, where we still think that Scootaloo living in Ponyville is a bad idea, and which involves some petty fights, but it was all redeemable. But what I can't redeem is them being literal deadbeat parents. They literally didn't care about their daughter, only caring about their fucking job. Seriously, what kind of a part of Equestria where the parents only care about their job and they only care and not caring about their daughter? That is some literally messed up bullshit. Literally, congrats to Scootaloo's aunts because they care about their niece. But for legit reasons, Snap, Shutter, and Main Allgold are basically a bunch of ass. They're literally a pair of assholes. They only care about their fucking job. I still think that like I said, if I were Hasbro, I would still go with the route where they would change some things and have Windy Whistles and Bo Hot Hoof adopt Scootaloo which reveals that Scootaloo is an orphan, basically having her be part of Rainbow's family. But I guess that would never come light. So if I were Snap, Shutter, and Main Allgold, here's what I would do. When I see my daughter heartbreak like that, here's what I would do. I would be like, yeah, I don't want to see our daughter unhappy when we decided to move. And then they realize, you really think that she's upset that we're moving away? He's like, well, yeah. And they'll be like, okay then. I don't know about our job. And it's like, honestly, I would rather lose my job. I'd rather be with our daughter than going out and doing our job anyway. So they would eventually retire. So I would say that they would eventually retire, in my opinion, of course. In my opinion, if they really want to be redeemed, they would have eventually just think about their daughter and basically retiring from their jobs as critter catchers to basically spend time with their daughter instead of being just like legit being deadbeat, literally wanting to have their daughter move away from Ponyville. And just instead being caring parents, not even thinking about their job, just being retired and moving into Ponyville, where they would spend the rest of their lives just only thinking about their daughter and never thinking about critter catching ever again. But that's just my opinion. Because, in my opinion though, but of course, they just decided to be the deadbeat parents of who they are. They just only care about one little thing, and that being just their job and not and having Scootaloo being split from her friends. That is just some fucked up shit. Again, I wanted. Anyways, congrats to like Rainbow's canon parents and Scootaloo's aunts for being the best type ponies for Scootaloo. As for Snapshutter and Main allgood, I would say again, they are legit pieces of shit. I would never want to think about them. Now that I said my piece, I can I can literally let this go and no longer think about Snapshutter and Main allgood ever again. Anywho, like I said, if you guys like this video, make sure to click the like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, if you want to stay up to date on some stuff like me coming back from my hiatus after the solar eclipse and stuff like that, make sure to stay up to date with me on Twitter. I'll make sure to do all the posts there, and I'll make sure to stay up to date there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. As always, take care, everybody. I gotta spin out.